we're all aware, the General Data Protection Regulation is coming into force in May 2018. That's just 6 months away from here now. So the purpose of this recording is to give an update of what Ward Solutions are doing with our clients, what we're finding, some of the lessons we've learned, where we think you should be at in order to prepare for the data protection regulation on coming into force in May next year, just 6 months away. The first thing to note is the current data protection regulations and requirements. If you already have systems in place and you are compliant with the current data protection regulations, you're well on the way there. The key difference being that the accountability requirement, that there are a number of differences, but the key one being the requirement to keep evidence of how you're compliant and to show accountability. But if you already have good data protection systems in place, you're well on the way there already. That is our experience. Another key difference is the size of your company, whether you're large or whether you're small. Perhaps if you're a small company, there may still be time to get systems in place. However, if you're a large company with a lot of information and requiring a lot of information governance, you may be cutting it very, very tight now, because you will hit challenges, some of which I will go through now. So the first point, what we're finding, if you are a company that requires a data protection officer, we would say, so that has a mandatory requirement for a data protection officer. What our experience is that companies are finding it very difficult to find this person. So we would say you should appoint this person as soon as possible. That person, what the purpose of that person is to consult and advise, to monitor compliance, and they will be a point of contact come May 2018 for the individuals and for the supervisory authority. However, our experience is that person is the go-to person for driving the data protection compliance program within your company. So if you are one of those companies that needs a data protection officer, they're very difficult to come by. However, we'd say put one in place as soon as possible. This is the person that we would work with in order to drive your compliance program. So overall, our lessons that we're learning, there's two big areas that we're finding is very problematic for customers. The whole accountability is possible to do, and it's possible to build your personal data management system and to map out your data. It's all around the unstructured data and the number of sources where it's on, and consolidating systems and moving away from unstructured data with reports going around in Excel files that may contain personal data, as an example, and stored on file shares or sent via email. So it's the changing of the culture and getting rid of this culture. You can put in technical controls, however, it's down to people, process and technology as well. You won't get no technology solution will get you compliant for the GDPR. It is a combination of all three: people, process and technology. The second area that we're finding is very difficult for customers, the whole area of retention. What do? I had all this information previously. If it was based on consent, do I need to reconsent, or is it based on legitimate interest? Or maybe I have no lawful basis for having it in the first place, so I need to remove all this information, or no business need anymore. So they're the two. If you've got good information governance procedures already in place, perhaps it's not an issue. However, what we're finding in large companies, this is a major issue. Once we have all these items in place, if you're one of those companies that require a mandatory DPO, data protection officer, it is a big challenge getting that DPO signed. As I already mentioned, we should try and do it now if we can, but prior to May, absolutely it has to be in place. So the key lesson from my perspective would be you need to get moving now, because the time required for the culture change, the time required for removing unstructured data, the time required for doing your risk assessments and getting rid of information that you shouldn't be retaining can be quite significant. And in large companies, getting your personal data management system, your compliance portal, and getting these signed off by your upper management and getting them rolled out to the complete company is a large task that requires time, something that we need to be getting on with. So thank you very much for watching this video. We'd like to wish you good luck with your compliance program. Obviously, Ward Solutions, we have a number of consultants who are very busy doing this for a number of our customers. We'd be delighted to work with you. If you'd like to contact us, we can either help through an in-depth compliance program, working through all the areas as we discussed, or purely from a consultative perspective at a distance where we would engage with your primary point of contact or your data protection officer to provide specific services. Lastly, to say, the data protection officer is a service I didn't cover, but come May 2018, if you are one of those companies who does need a data protection officer, this is another area where we can help out if you are having challenges assigning a data protection officer. Thank you.